Hey, and welcome to week 32 or 33 of the Real DVD Watchers. Here on Wednesdays, as always, it's me, Tom. The movie that I have decided to review today is something that I felt never really got a fair review. People really blew it out of the water and just made it into this bigger thing than it really is. It is a good movie, don't get me wrong, but just it's not the be-all, end-all of cinema, nor will it ever be the be-all, end-all of cinema. Now, I'd like to dedicate this review to a couple people who share my thoughts and opinions on this movie. Those people are Boomstick Please, Joshua, and Seardo24 Sean. The movie that I'm reviewing this week is The Dark Knight. Everyone knows the basic story of this movie. I honestly haven't met anyone who was like, I haven't seen The Dark Knight. So I don't really feel I have to go into too much detail about what this movie's about. Obviously, the Joker comes along, starts fucking shit up. Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face. Spoiler alert, Rachel Dawes dies. And Batman is still Bruce Wayne. Christopher Nolan, as a director, did a really good job with this movie. He had this vision of what he created on paper, and he executed it really well. I felt that everyone was cast properly in this movie. There's not one person that you're sitting there watching like, well, they could have done a better job. Honestly, everyone gave a great performance, and the absolute best performance in this movie, hands down, went to Aaron Eckhart. I know a lot of you were probably thinking, what the fuck, Heath Ledger? No, Heath Ledger did a good job. Don't get me wrong, he did a good job, but he was not the best in this movie. The best in this movie by far is Aaron Eckhart, because you have this character that is so likable, and you just get behind him, and you want him to succeed, but you know what's going to happen to him. So when you see his downfall, you're just staring at him in pure horror and just pity, because Aaron Eckhart portrayed Harvey Dent in such a humanistic way, and then just to watch him flip, and you understand why he does, because he wants vengeance for Rachel Dawes being dead. To me, that was far better than Heath Ledger's I am a symbol of chaos. I'm the embodiment of chaos. Which is fine for the Joker. It makes sense. But just, it wasn't as compelling as Aaron Eckhart's portrayal of Harvey Dent. Now, I'm also going to say this too. Heath Ledger did not deserve the Oscar for Best Picture. If he wouldn't have died, he wouldn't have got the Oscar. Flat out. That's how it is. But because he died, everyone's like, oh, it's such a great performance. Oh my god, it's so riveting, blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't. He didn't deserve the Oscar. Flat out. I don't care if it makes me into a horrible human being. At least I'm being fucking true to you guys. So, I think one of the standout things in this movie, too, was all the side characters acting, because this is one of the first movies that I've seen in a very long time that all the side characters are actually very well done. There isn't like a stupid guy going, what do you mean? Yeah, let's do it. Every side character felt compelled. Nolan knew what he wanted out of his cast, and he wasn't going to settle for anything less, even with the lesser characters. To me, that's what a director should do, too. For lesser characters, he needs to know what's driving them to say things, and that's what Nolan does. Especially with something like Memento. You could see hints of it in there, and then this movie, he just made it perfect. Well, this movie isn't perfect, but you know what I mean. The editing in this movie is just superb. Really, it looks so nice. And apparently, this movie's kind of so on Blu-ray, which I can understand because it's very, very dark. And for things in Blu-ray to look good, you kind of need a lot of light behind it. Just to make it spectacular. One of the major problems I had with this movie was every time Christian Bale was yelling as Batman, you couldn't really understand what he was saying due to his Batman voice, which it's a nice take on a Batman, having to alter your voice so people don't really know who you are. But in the same hand, though, make it so people can understand you, Christian Bale. Don't get me wrong, I love Christian Bale. For me, he will always be Patrick Bateman, because that is the best role he's ever done. But just, dude, unlock your jaw, fully move it up and down when you speak, and then maybe you can actually be heard. I know I'm one to talk with my fast talking, but still. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this movie because everyone just done everything about it, but I never really felt this movie got a fair review because everyone was just like, oh, it's the greatest movie of all time. Oh, blah 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 blah. And Chris Rob, this is not an attack on you. This, you know, that this is the way how I've always felt about this movie. But just to me, this movie will always be a good movie, but it will not be the be-all end-all of cinema. It's just a good movie, flat out. It's a good movie. Like, what more is there to say? Like, to me, The Watchmen was better than this movie. So basically, what I'm trying to say about this movie, the acting is superb in this movie. Definitely. If more movies had acting like this, I think Hollywood would be in a better state than it is right now, because I think a lot of times Hollywood falls back on people that they assume can act because they've gotten Academy Awards, and just, they need to break that mold. They really, really do. So, if I had to give this movie a rating out of 10, it would definitely get a 6 or a 6.5. It's a good movie. It's slightly above average, but there's still some stuff to work on. So yeah, to me, Batman Begins was better than this movie. So that was my review for this week. Thanks to everyone who watches. I know I'm going to get probably a lot of hate comments, and if I didn't get a lot of hate comments, I wouldn't be me, because, as you guys know, I don't agree with everything everyone else does, and apparently that's wrong. So yeah, as always, Matt is up tomorrow, and I will see you guys over on my channel. Later.